Okay, so this would be considered part 3 of the me versus we, but in the book that I'm reading, it's called Me and We Connection. So it's not me versus me versus we, like I originally stated. But so I kind of went through the chapter again, and a few things stood out to me. So they talked about interpersonal interconnections being important, and they talked about mirror neurons. Basically, kids mirror what they see because there's mirror neurons in their brains that will either be receptive or reactive to new experiences based off of previous experiences. So what does that all mean? From my perspective, non-doctor, non-psychiatrist, that means that kids will build their interpersonal skills, their relationship skills from their interactions with you or other influential people in their lives. So if you're kind of a closed off person and you don't give out hugs and you have no emotional intelligence, or you just lack emotional receptivity, hopefully I said that word correct, then your kids will develop that same characteristic or trait, and they will kind of close off in general to others and have more of a reactive mindset. So the smallest conversation can spark a huge argument or fight. But if they work on being receptive, being connected, that closeness, that connection, then they won't be off of a reactive mindset. They'll be off of more of a receptive mindset. So they're going to be more open-minded, more willing to have challenging conversations without it going completely left. So some key takeaways that they gave, I'll just read them out, are: 1, see through other people's eyes. 2, listen to what is being said. Pay attention to the nonverbal communication. And 3, teach kids to make things right after conflict, which I think are 3 great takeaways. Seeing through other people's eyes is so important, and it's not very easy to teach without modeling the behavior yourself. But if there is some type of conflict, you can always ask questions. Well, first you want to make sure you connect with your child's feelings first. Let them know they are seen, they are heard, and if they're hurt, you are here for them. But you also want to shed a little light on the other person and ask, well, how did that make that other person feel? To get their mind kind of going and flowing, and to be empathetic of others and how they feel. And then the second takeaway of listen to what is being said, pay attention to nonverbal communication is very important. It's hard for children to read the room when they're so young. So, I could be having a day or some feelings. I shouldn't say a day. I could be having some feelings that are kind of sad or kind of just icky feelings. And my nonverbal communications are pretty clear, but my daughter, totally oblivious to it all. So I definitely need to work on that. with her. Like, pay attention to how, if my shoulders are down or my head is down, which doesn't happen to me, but if your friend's shoulders are down or head is down, they might need, a little bit of extra care or a little bit of extra kindness. So keep that in mind. And then the last thing was teach kids to make things right after conflict. You don't want to force your children to apologize. You want to get them to a point where they feel an apology is necessary. But in that step, they also talk about sometimes an apology is just the first step. You have to work on repairing a situation. Like if you broke someone's toy, work on repairing it. During a conflict, after the conflict is said and done and your feelings have subsided, work on repairing the toy that you broke, or find a way to help heal the hurt. So all of this is very important. And I'm kind of glad that I went through that chapter again, because I would have missed all of this. And my mind is kind of like spinning as to what activities I can do with my daughter today to help her, see the world through more receptive eyes, having a more open mind, and wanting to join, like wanting to have that connection with others versus just total isolation. She'll see me out in groups talking, chatting, and she's a social butterfly. So in regards to being out there and talking and being social, I feel she's fine. But there's also that inner connection that is needed when you are in distress and you need that extra comfort. You can get it with others. You can learn how to comfort yourself, but you also can get it from others. So, all of this to me was great information. Applying it all may not be, it could be a little challenging, but I feel like if I take a couple steps every day or just be very intentional throughout the week to focus on this area of connecting the me to the we, I feel like it will make a huge difference with my child, her personality, her whole me, and also her interpersonal interconnections. And those are my thoughts for right now, for the moment. So I hope you guys are all having a great day. If you liked anything I said, or if you want to have any type of a discussion, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always open to gaining new perspectives. My goal is to hopefully make this some type of a community where, you can be seen, you can be heard. Parenting is not easy. There is no blueprint for it. I'm just trying. So I know there has to be other parents out there who are trying, other single moms or married moms, whomever. But I'm just trying. So hopefully this reaches someone, and hopefully I can connect with someone. And have a great day.